Hi, everybody. It's Joe Cioffi here on this Monday morning, just past 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Figured I'd do a quick live stream this morning regarding some of the weather that is moving through the northern mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. And we've got all sorts of warnings up at the moment. Let me just, we'll bring up the watches and warnings map here from the Weather Service. And it's very, very busy. I'm going to actually take it a little extra wide, so you can see here. But, we still, by the way, have some residual winter storm and blizzard warnings up for parts of the upper Midwest. Those will be winding down. In the meantime, we've already seen some flash flooding that has occurred, and we've got flash flood warnings up for parts of the Hudson Valley and also parts of southeastern Pennsylvania. And there's a general flood watch that remains up from northeastern PA down through New Jersey and the Hudson Valley back to about New York City. Also, you can see in some of the brown areas here off the New Jersey coast, there have been special marine warnings up because of the severity of some of the thunderstorms. And in the meantime, we still have winter weather advisories up in parts of upstate New York and through much of New England, at least north of Route 84, because temperatures there are still pretty stubborn and having a tough time getting above the freezing mark. So especially in some of the valleys, you got cold air that's trapped. By the way, we had some really insane gusts of wind last night, some gusts up to 50 and 60 miles an hour out my way. I was continue to be amazed by the magnitude of the wind, which has been just astounding to me. But let me just jump real quick to the radar, and we'll show you what's left to get through, because we did actually have a fair amount of heavy rain overnight that developed from, if you were with me last night, we had that patchy rain that went through. Now here comes the main show. Here is this arm of heavy downpours and thunderstorms that has now already moved out of the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area and continues to lift northward. So we're getting hit now in terms of heavy rains and some thunderstorms fairly hard from Delaware through much of New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, and about to move also into New York City, Long Island, and through Connecticut. So this is going to take a little while to get through. It's about I would say it's probably about a 4 to 6 hour time frame of heavy rains to work through before you lift this all up to the northeast. So weather conditions will probably start to improve across southeastern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. Well, let's say maybe after 10 o'clock or so, and eventually moving north. So figure 10 or 11 o'clock from central and South Jersey southward, and then after 12 o'clock, maybe 1 p.m. or so from New York City north and east, you're going to see this move along east of New York City and through southern New England. But it's a pretty hefty line that's going through. The rainfall amounts that are going to be produced by this will be on the order of a couple of inches, I think, on average. 2 to 3 inches, probably a good bet for most of the total amounts that we're going to see from this. And we'll bring up the HRRR model really fast. I'm just going to spend the time here this morning on the short range situation, and we'll have our regular live stream tonight with regards to the full weather picture going forward. But here's we'll bring up the HRRR, and I think we could probably fairly go to that northeast view, which will work in this one. And now see, this is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm sorry, at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So let me just back it up so we can watch the progress here, starting with the first frame, which is right now. So that's 12Z. You can see the southern edge of this is going to be moving out in short order in Delaware and even into southeastern Pennsylvania. By 11 o'clock, it's done. Through much of central and South Jersey, it's done. But at this point, it's raining heavily from New York City and the Hudson Valley, northern New Jersey and Long Island, and into Connecticut. By 1 o'clock, I'm I'm sorry, by noon. This is at noon. Okay, by 1 o'clock, it's starting to move out of Long Island and heading up further north. And I think this is a pretty fair assessment of where we're going with all this. Just going back one model run, so I can take you a little bit further. But here's 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's still some residual showers during the afternoon and evening to the west as the colder, drier air finally starts to move in behind it. We'll begin to see genuine weather conditions improving. Now, by the way, for southeastern New England, this is going to be, a good chunk of this is going to be during this afternoon and into this evening. So you're going to see some heavy rains and some thunderstorms throughout much of southeastern New England and on up in toward, north of Boston, southern Massachusetts, southwestern Maine, before that lifts up to the northeast. And then we're going to see weather conditions improve after that. So just to kind of wrap it up here, we're rough weather going on for the next 4 to 6 hours in my neck of the woods later this afternoon for southeastern New England, and then weather conditions will finally get better, and at least we'll have a couple of quiet days ahead. This storm has been really kind of dominating the scene since late last week in one form or another, and it really has been quite the storm system with what it did in the Midwest, in the Central Plains, and actually still continues to do in the upper Midwest today with the blizzard conditions, the severe weather that we had across the South. Just astounding, the widespread nature of this storm and the impact that it has had to almost every state east of the Rockies, some worse than others. A number of you are pointing out, good morning to everyone, a number of you pointing out, various flash flood watches and warnings that have been put up. Mahogany 2680 in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, not too home of Parks Racetrack. Not to give him a free plug, but, the Derby's coming, and I'm a horse racing fanatic. Flood warning for New York City, D.O. Nant Kumar. You're going to see a lot more of those flood warnings pop up shortly. Heavy rain and wind, Timothy Veltman, up your way to 55-mile-an-hour gusts. And buongiorno to Ted Stout. Thank you for the Italian greeting, sir. James, NASCAR fan, Robert Russo. Good morning to you guys. Hope everybody's having a good day. Abedin Durakovic, the flash flood warning issued for the New York City area. Look for that to spread out, and you're going to probably see it go up for a few other places as well. So let me just wrap it up here. We will we'll have a regular live stream tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll review what's happened and where we're going for later this week and for next weekend. Just going to give you guys a heads up because a week from today I will be fishing for 3 days with my fishing buddies up in northern Connecticut. I may take a few days where I take a breather here. So if I disappear, don't panic. More than likely, I'm going to be doing some live streams there, either off my phone. I'll probably bring my laptop and do a few short ones. I always say I'm not going to do it, and then I wind up doing it. Okay, so 6 o'clock live stream tonight on the YouTube channel, 9:15 tonight for the Joe Cioffi show, the Joe and Joe show on my Facebook page. And other than that, folks, have a great Monday. Be safe out there. Pay attention to the warnings as they go up, and we will see you later.